So aloha kako again. I'm Malia Nobriga Oliveira, and I'm a part of Hawaii Nui Akea, the School of Hawaiian Knowledge at the University of Hawaii at Manoa. And Hawaii Nui Akea is made up of Kamakakua Kalani, the Center for Hawaiian Studies, Kawaihuelani, the Center for Hawaiian Language, Kapapalo'i o Kanewai, which is our cultural garden, or many of us know it as the lo'i, or really a place that really brings all of us together. And then we also have Native Hawaiian Student Services that provide services to all of our haumana that come onto our campus. And, you know, we're excited to be partnering with Kanayo Kana and so many of our other partners to bring Lei Ānuenue into your homes and into your communities. And, you know, when we go live on our Facebook page for Kanayo Kana, we also go live on Hawaii Nui Akea page, OHA, the Office of Hawaiian Affairs, Council for Native Hawaiian Advancement, Mana Maoli, OEV TV, and so many more. So exciting because we get to really do outreach to all of you. And I'm sure many of you that are joining us, you know, are finding us somewhere on one of these pages. So just really excited. And I'm really excited to host today my new friend, and actually I should say my Hula brother, because I know that we have both Uniki from Uncle Kimo's Hello, and what a privilege to get to know him better. And I know he has some exciting moʻolelo for us. And, you know, because I started following him on Facebook and I was like, ooh, he's doing some fun things for our Keiki. And so I really wanted to share that with the world and share that with all of you. So I'm gonna ask to unmute him and ask him to join us and give us a quick ho'olauna of himself. Aloha e Kalani.
Aloha mai kako. Owau Kalani Hiapo. I live in Nanakuli. And yes, I also was told that by Kaena as well. Hello, sister, how are you? It's so, you know, it's such an honor to be here. But, you know, as you can see behind me, I have Mauna Lahi Lahi, which is on the west coast of Oahu. And I am very thankful and honored to be here. So thank you for having me.
Great, great, great. So yeah, let's get started and bring up your slides and let's learn more about what we have in store for this summer.
Yeah, so to add to my brief introduction, I do have a little bit of educational background, and due to, like, as we all know, in the pandemic that has happened, we are all in transitions in many, many ways. So this is one of the I guess the opportunities that I took during this time to provide some service to our students, because everything was canceled this year, poor thing, yeah, including graduation. Hello. So I wanted to finally start a program that I've always wanted to start, and it's either now or never. So I'm gonna go ahead and share my screen here.
Great, as you're doing that, you know, similarly, that's Lei Ānuenue. It was also a response to all of our situations, you know, and just really wanting to come into our communities and providing this kind of cultural content. So I'm glad. I think that's one of the great things about this whole situation that we're in, is that we're coming up with these creative solutions and learning how to pivot as a community.
Absolutely, and you know, it's so great to see everybody else being just as innovative to keep our culture alive, to keep the engagement of learning in our community still thriving. And I'm honored actually to be a part of it, to give this kind of opportunity to the community and maybe at large, as we talked about earlier. So the program is Ho'olu Ike, engage, learning, enlighten, inspire. So our mission is to help students achieve their greatest potential as artists, leaders, and global citizens by rooting contemporary practice and academia in Hawaiian ancestral knowledge of songs, dance, and chants. So how we're going to do this is part of it is creating a summer program. And for our summer program, we are a 1 week long live streaming interactive program. It's just 4 hours a day that will provide your keiki with a project and āina-based learning experiences that will draw connections between Hawaiian culture and STEAM. Lessons, activities, and projects will focus on mele, hula, moʻolelo, mālama āina, science, technology, engineering, arts, of course, and math to the eyes of our kūpuna. And let's take a deeper look on what the learning objectives would be, because I know some of you are like, okay, this is great, this is awesome, fabulous, but what are the learning, Lovey? So I am going to share this with you. So the learning objectives are engage in live, interactive, and creative lessons. Now, this is something that I am personally really, I want to emphasize this, because a lot of the assumptions that may have come is the fact of learning is just either clicking on play and filling out a worksheet or looking through modules. But I just want to really showcase that it is engaging in live interactive. So since I would be their kumu, we would be talking just like this. And this would also help for that class management as well as that accountability as the kumu part as well as the students. So, we can see each other on Zoom. I'll be asking to see their projects, or if there are any questions. It's really based on that live interaction that we've kind of missed out on most of the year. But it's also to try to keep that communication going between all of us. Another thing they'll be learning is to explore Hawaiian identity and resilience. Now, when they're exploring this, I also kind of was thinking that we not just kind of gear it just towards Hawaiian keiki, although we would love our Hawaiian keiki to be involved in this, but it's also a global thing too, right? As I talked with Malia earlier, aloha can save the world. Of course, that's not my quote, not at all. Aloha will and can save the world. So in order for that to happen, I think that's all of us being engaged in, or even just learning more about a culture, or just because someone may not be Hawaiian, that doesn't mean that they're going to be a part of this movement of keeping our honua at its healthiest state. They'll also be developing STEAM skills. This is one of my favorite things, because as we all know that STEAM is everywhere, especially mainly in Hawaiian culture. You can find that anywhere in the lo'i. You have the arts, and it's not just singing and dancing. You have the crafting and fishnet making, like all of this stuff. And with that fishnet making comes math, like hello, goodbye. Everything is in there, and it's just so exciting. The other thing that we'll do is demonstrate positive peer interaction. So with this program, they're also going to be not only talking with me, but we're going to have little breakout rooms, and they're going to have to talk with each other. I do have other activities for them to do with us as a group. And they're also going to be presenting some things, which I'll talk about it later. So all of these things, they're going to have to learn how to communicate appropriately with each other, which of course make them be more aware of what they say and what they do. And one of the other things that they will also be learning is to improve 21st century communication skills. Now, this is including even communicating with me via email. I will be going through some of the norms instead of, because I had a friend said that one of her students just say, hey, I was wondering if the homework is coming in, and for I guess my generation and above, we're not ma'a to that. So it's more of keeping it as professional as possible, and also understand who you're talking to, but not just communication, mainly having them go over PowerPoints or how to go over the docs, and where, like, I don't even know if they know a lot of the templates that they have in Word docs that can provide a much more easier venue to create something, and all they have to do is fill it in, which is super awesome. So just kind of that 101 talking and sharing with just kind of how 21st century communication skills can be made. in various ways. Let's talk about the theme, folks. I'm excited about it. So the theme is, with our programs, I've tried to pull out themes from different mele because I feel that that's where the whole sense of our culture lies. And that's where all the moʻolelo, the morals, everything is found in these mele, hula, or oli. So with that, this one of the things that came to my mind is Ke Ānuenue. It's a song written by Mary Kavenapukui and Maddie Lamb. I believe in August 6, 1956 is when the mele was written or composed. And there's this one line in there, and it's entitled Ho'olai Kahonua, the earth. And I believe that's in the second verse. So having these wonderful mele as a template of our curriculum is such a beautiful guideline. So what we did, we kind of broke it up into the pauku, or the verses, and we kind of draw and really dissect those verses and what they mean. So I'm going to try to get into it. You know what? Just because we're here, I'm going to just sing a little tune for you.
All right.
I don't have that much skills, yeah. My tutor Emma does it better, and I'll introduce to you her later. So, for example, uanani ke ānuenue, uanani ke ānuenue, la ea, pi o maila, a iluna, la ea. And this one's pretty much speaks of the rainbow is so beautiful arched above. Now, as we know that rainbow brings water and it also brings, you know, hope in other ways. In this metaphor, we are going to connecting the mele, aina, and self. And I think these are three different points. You have one spectrum of the rainbow, you have the PO at the tip of the rainbow, and then you have the other side. And these connective elements make our honua. And I think this is the one thing that we're gonna actually be really focusing on and also starting to make sure that we can connect everyone together and have them a sense of place. If you have that sense of belonging, which is kind of number one, then these mele and aina will actually be drawn into you. So the next one, I'm not gonna sing this one to you. I'm so sorry, I do apologize. But I'm just gonna go over some of the mele for you. So iho mai e kaua, ho'olai ka honua, as we saw that line again, ho'olai ka honua, yeah, the earth lives. So these are one of the ways that another lesson that we're gonna be talking about is the aina system. We're gonna be talking about the water cycle. How does the water, like it rains, evaporation, you know, aquifers, we're gonna talk about that in a little bit. And we're just gonna express how it works first, because how can we mālama something if we don't know how to or how to approach it? We need to understand its system in itself. So the next verse also talks about kūpuna mea oulu, ho'onani I ka āina. So this land it's growing and it's beautiful. And as you see here, we are also going to begin with this simple process of germination. So if now that I know that my system, how it works, now I need to know how this works, how the seed works, and then how it's going to grow. And then from there, with those two, with that marriage, comes a lasting relationship, right, between the kanaka and the plants. So it's a wonderful thing. And we have one of the final ones, pa mai kala mohala maina pua, right? So we have the sun shines and the flowers bloom. Now, when it comes to the flowers blooming, this is like the healthiest state of a plant that we most know. But also when it comes to the sun, it kind of heats up the ground. So this is, as you see the image there, we're going to be talking about food waste composting to kind of enhance the soil. So the soil is good, but how do we know how good is it? And also of our waste, how can we benefit our land with the things that we need? So this kind of reciprocal relationship that would happen. So as you see there, that's probably the only thing that is an exception is eggs, because of the nutrients that it has in the eggshells. Other than that, if it comes from the ground, it goes back into the ground. And as we are commonly knowing that, but I guess when you're in this nature of grab, dump, go, you're just trying to clean your area and dumping it out. And this kind of teaches a better habit of how compost works and how it can actually benefit the soil. So with all these, ha'ina mai kapuana, I mean, it's not on here, but you know, ha'ina mai kapuana, which is all of these components, we're hoping that they would be, you know, stewards of the land and alaka'i of our future, and just not our future, but our present, our now, and of their families. So this is kind of the adventure that we're going to go to. Would you like to see the projects that they'll be working on?
We would love to. And you know, some people are already getting really excited because I see a bunch of questions. I'm not sure if I should throw them out now or maybe you'll be covering it. You want to hear it?
Sure, whatever. I mean, because we can do it right before. So by the way, guys, hint, hint, we do have a lesson coming up. Be prepared. We have something exciting coming up, just so you know, so I'm not springing it onto you and you're over there driving, yeah?
Yeah, maybe. I think you might cover some of this. That's why it's about how can we attend and, you know, who can attend and those kind of questions. So I'll wait maybe?
Okay, yeah.
Okay.
And if you have any clarifying questions throughout the show, let me know.
Sure. I'll watch the questions. Okay.
All right, so one of the projects that they're going to be working on, they're going to be working on several projects, but I'm really excited about these. So the project that they're going to be working on, one of them, 3 of them, but was a cardboard / grocery box planter. So they're going to learn how to measure just the cardboard box, right? Measuring this kind of stuff and then putting it together. So they're constructing it, right? Right there you have math and engineering. Boom. And then the grocery part, which is a sense of recycle, reuse. So this is like your milk cartons, your cereal box, your egg containers, all of these things that they can reuse, which is something that's really good that they can even start their new planters. You know, we're going to decorate one just so they have an idea how that looks like. So they're not just putting it together and be like, okay, good luck, put some glitter, you'll be fine. It's the experiences that we're going to have. And one of the other things that they're going to be doing is a self-watering planter. This is something that I'm also really excited about because this will show, it will focus on that aina system that I mentioned earlier, right? So this will take a really intimate focus. Instead of them planting it in the garden, they can look and see how this system within this ecosystem of the plant, how is this working? And also be able to kilo or observe what is happening with that plant. Where am I putting the plant? Maybe does it need more sun? Because plants are beautiful. They're just like people. They'll let you know if they're not having it or if they are. So we don't give plants enough that credit. We're just like, oh, my plant dying. Yes, Mary, because she doesn't like the sun. Maybe that. So being aware of what to recognize from your plants. But this is a great system to really focus in on what they're going to be doing. And the other thing that they're going to be doing is a newspaper planter. These are just simple things that they can roll or fold that can actually go back into the ground, like little starter planters for them to start their germination process before they put it into the ground. So these are wonderful things that they're going to be learning. And the beautiful thing about all of the things that they're learning is we're doing this all together. And as you can tell right on the top, I renamed it, I branded it. It's the DIY KT, do it yourself kind things, yeah? To make sure that it's relatable to people who are like, do it yourself. No, we're gonna do it ourselves, kako, okay? We're gonna do this our things because it's kind of it's a language and a mannerism that we're kind of used to, right? So this is one of them. Another thing that when you attend a program, you always get a t-shirt, right? Well, I don't have the budget for t-shirts. However, students will provide their own t-shirts and we will provide the logos. And what this will be doing is you see my shirt, boom, guess what I did? I ironed it on myself.
Oh, nice.
Hi, home ec skills. How are ya? This is what's happening with it, it allows the student to be a little bit more independent and creative outside the realm of gardening for sure, but it's just kind of igniting that independency right within themselves. So although I will be walking it through them live in a live stream, but they will have to be able to measure the distance of their shirt, what best works for them. So that is also a math skill. The logo again will be provided by us, but it's a great opportunity for this. Probably a lot of them never made an iron-on shirt before, and I think this would be a really nice concept for program shirts to have this interaction and this way of connecting with their piece, so it's not so disconnected. Yeah.
Mhm.
So that's that. And the final thing, we're gonna have a final project. This is not, it's a beautiful example, but it's more college appropriate. But this is the only great one that I could find. And our final projects are gonna answer three things. They're gonna talk about the things that they've learned about planting throughout the week. They're gonna share that in this article. Another thing they're gonna talk about are what are the concerns that they have that with the current unhealthy practices that affect our honua, whether from not so much from littering, but that too. But I want them to dig a little bit more deeper.
Mm.
What that would look like. And then the last thing that we're going to do is what are the solutions? What solutions and future endeavors do they have that will help sustain their ohana and community? So it's that what have I done? How can I see a need, fill a need? And then how can I help my community? So you have that forward step. This final project is the only project that they will be doing majority on their own.
Mm.
And, but the beautiful thing is, I have a program book. Isn't that lovely, folks? I have a program book that guides them. We're going to be working through everything together. And in the back of our program book, it's a final project. And this will also help them construct. We're going to go over this together.
Hold on. I'm gonna stop your sharing really quickly so we can see you a little more up close. Show us your book.
Sorry. So yeah, so we have our program book. Sorry, on my.
Nice.
And with this, there's all these different kind of stuff. Of course, I have a table of context, so they know how to use it. When we do orientation, we're going to learn how to explore this book and enjoy this. But with this book, they're going to find a lot of resources that they're going to have. And in the end, it also helps them guide through their final project. Oh, and look, there's a kilo chart.
Nice.
So at lunch, we're gonna have lunch together. And during lunch, we have like maybe like a small break for them to go ahead and take a look at outside. Two places. It has two places on here. It shows outside and inside. But they're going to be thinking of where they're going to be housing these plants. So if you're going to do it in the corner of your house, okay, great. Let me chart this. Let me chart these things of where's the sun at this time? What does it smell like? What does it look like? Is it breezy? What season is it?
Mm.
So you can kind of chart these things. But going back to the final project, we have questions here that will help them fill it out. And I also have a little picture here of an example of what a magazine article would look like. And so they can put all the pictures that they have taken through their journey from the week and put it into this article because it's really for them to learn. So this article is the only thing that we'll actually be sharing on Ho'ike. We're going to have Ho'ike on Friday.
Ooh, is that open to the public or?
Yeah, I think I'm gonna try to make it open to the public, but I'm definitely gonna invite you, of course. I'm gonna invite whoever who is willing to watch and sit in, and maybe play it by ear because I'm not too sure what kind of crowd we're gonna get.
Yeah.
But I do want a selective crowd as far as outside from the students, so they can have an audience other than just their mom and dad breathing down their neck.
Right.
But because being that they're not there, to have just a lot of people engaging in their projects. And then this is one of the things that they'll be actually talking about. And I will be having all the slides for them, maybe a few slides, but mainly just the project themselves. So that's the student projects. I have one last one. I know this is like 1,000 projects that they're doing. Trust me, we can do this. Okay, we're doing this all because we're doing this all together. So a lot of that, they're not doing it on their own. They're doing a lot of it, we're doing a lot of it together. And like I said, out of all the projects, this is the only one that they're gonna have to take their own time to really put together. So that's, I mean, I guess you could call it homework, but again, half of it, they're gonna be doing it in class. So I'm gonna share my screen again.
Sure.
Okay. And then we are going to, okay, and is she there? Oh, okay. Can you see it?
Yes.
Wonderful. Okay, so after the final project, this is one of the exciting things that I can't wait to share. They're going to be doing Papa Hula.
Yay.
But Papa Hula involves the whole ohana. It involves everyone. It's an ohana engagement activity. So during this time, this is after lunch, everybody should be good. We are really, it's not it's not mandatory, but I would really like to have the parents, and if it's not the parents, at least their siblings, to take the hula class together. And this is just a hula workshop that I did a while ago for our community. So I know there's a lot of solos in this picture, but I didn't want to show pictures that are not connected to me. But they're gonna have it, so everybody can be able to participate no matter what. But it's gonna be taught by Tutu Emma.
Oh.
That's funny. I figure you guys enjoyed and laugh about it. So Tutu Emma is a character that I created. She's my alter ego. She's a kumuhula extraordinaire. She is an exceptional musician. She is the lead vocalist of her solo band. How's that? She's also Crown Miss Aloha Hula 2020. That was an exception. Beautiful performance. But you're going to have Tutu Emma, and she's going to be teaching Papa Hula to the entire family. And this just kind of bumps it up, right, a little bit. I think it just makes it fun. So I'm going to finish up just this last portion, and then I guess I could break for some questions before we head into our activity. So what your student will get is what your child will get is actually a starter kit. And with this starter kit, it's not everything that you see in the picture. She's just for glamour and glory. But in the picture, they're going to get 90% of the supplies that they need for this projects that they're going to be doing. So this is including the cardboard that they're going to get, the logo. And there's also going to be a list of the things that they have in the kit. And there's also going to be a list of the things that they need to have. And I'm going to say that the things that they need to have doesn't even need to be purchased. And this is including the little thing, well, I shouldn't say little, but this is also including some things like water for a project that they won't be doing, because I would also be providing the dirt. So all these little things that we're going to be providing for your child to become successful. And I took this into consideration because when I was growing up, I never really had much, and my mom was an amazing parent. Aside, I also had sponsors in my life that provided these kind of sponsorships. So when I wanted to go to hula or other classes and I couldn't pay for them, my grandma or I'd have somebody to sponsor to pay for me. But after that comes the clothes, comes all this kind of stuff. And it's hard to ask again for somebody else. So I figure, let's just make it easier for the student. So if they do find to have a sponsor, somebody can sponsor them into here, and they have everything else they need for this wonderful journey. And to close it up and seal the deal, at the end of this program, they're actually going to be getting a certificate of completion. And I think this is so beautiful. Although we are not like an established organization just yet. And I just feel that it's such a great certificate. It's a great thing for a student to have a certificate, because this can be helpful if they're going to go to high school, or even if they're just approaching college. And this is something they can have in their file that they have completed a course. And this is all the things that the courses have provided. And so you see Shara Bukakis, she is the one that provided me with a lot of the pictures earlier, and with the students doing with her children doing the farming, planting in her home. So shout out to Shara, mahalo yaoi. But that concludes the first part of I guess, the general information
Yeah.
of the program, and then we're gonna hit into the lessons. I am gonna talk about other stuff like future things, enrollment and stuff, but is there
Oh,
something
okay. Let's see.
to take a breather, right? And listen to our crowd. And how
Yeah, so some are asking, so as you were speaking, is this class just for Keiki, or can Kane or Wahine or Ohana participate as well?
you know what, that's a really good question, and I personally wouldn't mind anything else. Which it's really geared towards the ages of 12 to 17. It's kind of the specific ages that we're targeting. But I think also if Ohana want to join, yeah, shoot me an email. I will send the email later, at the end of the what you call presentation. Sorry.
Yes, yes.
Share that information with you, and you're more than welcome to contact me. And yeah, I see no problem with that, because this will kind of generate healthy discussions within your family.
Uh-huh.
Especially during this pandemic, it actually really helped us to reflect and look in. What are some of the healthy changes that I want to make with my ohana and myself?
Exactly. And then another question is also and you started to answer this already. Also, what materials will be needed during the class, because we're on the continent and it takes some time for things to get in.
Yes, beautiful question. So with that, all of it's a 1 week program, but it's every week in July. So every week is a new course. But prior to the course date, and I will show you this later, prior to the course date has the due dates. So they're 2 weeks before the program date, which will allow me to gather things. The kits are already made, but I will gather the information that I need, and these will be mailed to you. All the supplies will be mailed to you. So yes, I did take that into consideration. And that's why it's 2 weeks, just in case being that it is virtual, this can be anywhere in the world. Of course, if time permits, right? Because you don't want to be waking up at 3 o'clock in the morning to take a 9 o'clock class in Hawaii, unless you really want to. But that's also something that I kind of made sure that I looked at these things that we can do together that are things that we can get around the world. So it's not like I'm handing you kalo that needs to go through customs, or
Right, right.
we're just trying to generalize it into how making this honua better.
Great. So many are saying they love Tutu Emma already. They never meet Tutu Emma, but they're like, love it, Kalani Tutu Emma, and all her choke nahokus is a genius. So they're excited about that.
No, but it's fun. So I actually did a commercial, and it's on the website, which I will show you soon. And it's there. It's just me talking about the program with most of the things that I shared with you, and then in the end, I introduced my tutu, who's the kumuhula for the class, and then she just does a little spiel, and then she's out. So you get a nice taste of her of reality. So it's not just the picture. That was actually a screenshot from the video that I took.
Nice, nice, nice. Okay, so we're gonna do a little ha'avina.
We are, and I hope you guys are excited, because I know I am. So what's gonna happen is, I'm gonna share my screen again.
Okay.
Hopefully this sharing is going back and forth flawlessly, right? So, so as we take a look, we are going to do a scavenger hunt. Imi, imi, or give me, or scavenger hunt. Okay, so I hope you guys are ready. Are you guys ready at home?
Are you guys ready out there? Can I see a 1 in the chat if it's a yes? We're ready to imi.
And if you're,
1.
you can. We'll get to it. We'll give you some time. But I'm hoping that we can have fun together with this.
Okay, I see some 1s in there, and they're makoko.
Yeah. So how this is going to work, we are going to do a scavenger hunt. And with this scavenger hunt, you are going to look for items in your home. Now, these are simple things in your home, and I don't want you to get too flustered about it, because hopefully you have this item. You should have most of these items. But With this, you have 60 seconds to get this, okay? So don't run around the house like crazy now. We have to be respectful in our environment. So we're gonna walk quickly to the things that we need. I'm gonna give you a leeway of 3 seconds, just kidding. You take a look of what the scavenger hunt is all about. Okay, so if you guys, I'm gonna clarify some things on here, but they should be very, very simple. Are you ready? Are you ma coco like a hot lau at ho now when a pa coco?
Yeah, I'm just wondering how they're going to tell us that they're the first one because we cannot see all of them. Yeah, in your Zoom, you'll be able to see everybody.
Right. What I think what I want is to have that urgency, right? So we're gonna go ahead and grab this, and we're gonna come back, and we'll probably just do a few little like 1s or 2s, kind of a check in, and we'll the majority starts. How does that sound?
Sounds great.
Magical. Okay, are you ready? 3 seconds.
Aye.
You need to look for. Now the flat pan needs to just be a surface. So I'm gonna do this on my table. Okay, so, but these are the things. Ready, 60 seconds, go.
Go, I'm going.
Okay, calling all students, calling all students.
Hi.
Hi, I hope you guys got the things that you guys needed. Don't panic, don't rush. I don't want you to be dropping water on the carpet. Your mother gonna get mad.
Yeah, Grant is saying, Kalamai, ko makuahine, no like me touch her stuff.
That's okay. We just, since this is recorded, we can revisit this again. You love this? Sickening. Okay, I hope we're all ready. And we're just slowly coming back. I think it would be great. You know, again, I'm just dressing the part. I'm Dr. Extra today. You know, it's exciting to dress the part for some educational engagement. Because what better yet, right? Okay. So I hope you're doing okay. I'm going to begin. Is that okay?
You know.
Yeah. So with this activity, this is one of the things that we're going to talk about. We're talking about chemistry. Isn't that exciting? We're going to be talking about chemistry. We're going to be talking about what is matter, the states of matter. You know why? Because what is states of matter? Anything that has mass and takes up space. So I have mass and I occupy a space, and so do you. So you know what? You matter. Okay. Let's move on to the next one. Now, with this states of matter, there's your main three. So we have the solids, the liquids, the gas, and then of course plasma. Plasma is a little extra because it's added heat component, which is also another sense of matter. The one focus that we're actually going to talk about is actually gas. How do you, what is that? You know, even air, like gas is a state of matter that has no fixed shape or volume. So in here, it's empty, air. But how do we know that it's air? Like, how do we know that's in there? So this activity, we're gonna start with this question. Does air or gas take up space? And I know some of us know this, we're like, yeah, it does. But we're gonna have fun with this. So let's do this, okay? So with this, let's begin our activity, folks. Okay. Now we're gonna have our empty measuring cup.
Okay, I got mine.
Okay, wonderful. Now I know, so some of you are like, oh my gosh, that's a lot of soap we gotta put inside there. No worry. The beautiful thing is that we're not adding anything extra, because for bubbles, you can actually use something extra. And this formula actually helps it to prolong its hydration process, okay? So you're gonna make it 1/4 or 2 ounces of soap. Beautiful thing about this, you can wash your dishes. Okay, so you better go help your mom wash dishes, or your dad wash dishes. So we're gonna fill this up to 2 ounces, okay? What we're doing right now, as you can see mine, what we're doing right now, we are going to create bubble water, or in local terms, soap water. And what else we're doing, we're also gonna fill it up to 8 ounces. So if you look at my next slide here, we're gonna take water and we're gonna put it in 8 ounce. So we're gonna fill it up to the 8 ounce. So just make sure when you're filling up, you're not going like this and making bubbles. Yeah, we're gonna try to, we're gonna slowly pour it in. If you wanna do it from the side, then that's fine. We're not trying to disturb the bubbles. So we're gonna fill it up about to 8 ounces, yes. Wonderful. Then we're gonna take, wonderful. Now we're gonna take your spoon, okay? Then we are going to mix it ever so gently. So I don't want you stirring it so much to where you're gonna be going, you know, crazy a little bit, y'all. And you're gonna create these bubbles. So you're gonna be stirring this a little bit more. Look at, if you have a clear glass, just take a look at it. Look at these different matters coming into contact with each other, yeah? You have soap. Now what type of, let's see, what type of matter is soap? That is correct, I heard it out there. It is liquid. Okay, so we're gonna stir this just a little bit. And so wonderful, that's good. How's everybody's bubbles? Not too high, yeah? So what we're doing, we're creating soap water. That's all we're doing. But what beautiful thing about it is that we are actually going to blow bubbles. And you're like, blow bubbles, what is this? Elementary. Now, we need to think about it. Blowing bubbles is living, we're trying to prove what? Does air take up space? We're trying to prove. So you're gonna grab your pan. I'm actually gonna do it on the table. So I'm gonna bend this down a little bit and hopefully you can see. I know there's gonna be oceans all over the things. So I might have to
We can see it.
Okay, so I'm gonna actually put this mix on my table. Now just put a little bit, you're not gonna put too much on your surface. The point is to just get a wet surface. Now, because if you have a bubble and you create a bubble, the bubbles love moisture, they really do. What they don't like is dry surfaces. So for example, when the bubble expands, it doesn't necessarily pop because you popped it. It popped because your finger was dry and you evaporated the bubble. That's pretty much what happens, okay? So you're gonna dip your straw. We're gonna try this together do your best. We're gonna go this real quickly because it's just an experiment that we're doing. So we're gonna grab our straw if you have one. If not, metal one is fine. We're gonna go through it. And then we're gonna wet our straw and blow a bubble. So let's see if we can try to do this together. I think it'll be kind of fun. Okay, sorry, I know, okay, boom, boom.
Oh, wow. I saw it.
Okay, now this is proving state that what we show that it actually takes up space. Now, the beautiful thing about this, can I challenge you to touch it with a dry finger? She popped. Can you see okay, Malia?
Yeah, we saw the bubble and then it popped.
Okay, so now when it pops, I don't know if you can see that there's a ring around it, but this is an also activity. She kind of looks like Hawaii Island, yeah? my wife. But the pop, when it pops, you can actually gauge it and make it a competition with your students or with your children. Who has the bigger bubble? And you can measure it with a ruler and kind of go in and off a chart. So like, for example, you only have 3 tries. You have 3 tries to make this bubble as big or small as you can. And then you can take those numbers and divide them and add them. How fun was that?
That's cool.
And for those of you who are out there who are blowing bubbles, let's wet our straws and we're gonna blow a bubble. Oh. Okay, let's try her. Okay. Blow really slow now. Now, do you think we can blow a bubble in a bubble? Let's play with that. So you're gonna stick it in through here. Make sure you dip your straw again. So what? It doesn't pop. I just did a bubble in a bubble.
Cool.
If you could do a bubble in a bubble in a bubble, let's try that. So we're gonna create this nice little rainbow within the bubbles. There it is. Oh. So these are activities that you can play to show that what? Air takes up space. You can do these fun examples with your students, and you can even have them wet their hands and then show how they can carry and lift the bubble and all these wonderful experiences that they can have with all this and what are the observations that they've made. So this is we have just shown that that air does take up space. So that's one of the findings. So that's how the picture ideally would look like with your straw. Yeah.
Right.
Do you see that wonderful hint of that layers? It looks like a rainbow. They're her. All linked in one story for you.
Nice.
So I hope this was a nice crash course of chemistry for you guys. And I'm just gonna go over real fast. This is what our upcoming events look like. We have our winter and our fall sessions coming up. So the fall is in October, the winter is in December. The dates are not selected yet. And the beautiful thing is that this is not just for the DOE. So this is not just for, the DOE has 1 break, right? But also private school has 1 break. And then you have other schools that have different breaks. So our fall session will be about 3 weeks long, but it's only going to be 1 week. And you get to select the week that works best for you within that fall break session. Our winter session is not gonna, I don't know if it's gonna be a week long just yet, because I know there's a lot going on. So it may be just a 2-day course that your child can attend just to kind of simulate some kind of activity going on. And then also we have our Hula course, which is coming up, but it's actually an exclusive Hula course for New Zealand. So it's an online Hula course. You get to learn all the fundamental things of the Hula footwork. And this is not your traditional hula though, this is contemporary hula. And we get to learn background about the mele as well as learn a full song of it. So that is all the details that you can find on our website.
Nice.
And I'm just gonna close that off with this, our contact information. I'm gonna click on the website, so maybe we can just take a look at that. Can you guys see it?
Nope.
Okay.
You might have to, yeah, go back and share and choose the website. There you go.
I'm just going to show you just briefly. This is our website. As you see here, it shows everything that we're also now accepting students. These are the weeks. Oh, there's the commercial. They're him. And this is the dates for our program. Down here, you will also find the general information. So if you have other information, like whether it's something really logistical as far as return, like how do I withdraw my students? Something came up, I have to withdraw my child from this, or if I can switch them out. These are things. This is to pay for your tuition. And of course, being that we are not funded by anybody yet, donations are always welcome as well. So that's that information. And I can, should I, as far as the information?
Yeah, you know, if you can later on go put it on the Kanayokana Facebook page, add that information. I mean, people watching it can see it, but maybe you can put it in the chat later.
Okay, yeah.
And then people can click on it and it'll be an easy access.
Yes, for sure. Okay, I'm gonna stop sharing then.
Great, and I wanna just check, I do see some fun questions here and comments. Grant's a regular here, and Grant says, this reminds me of the Brother Is joke about ducks and bubbles from the Is in Concert album, but don't share that joke with all of the Keiki. Many of us are familiar with bubbles and that one. I love that joke as well. They also are saying that, hey, Kalani, you should have a Keiki TV show with all your alter egos.
You know, I have thought about it. It's really hard when it's just me trying to figure out this. So I would also have to do the video, and I'm learning that because I do have a YouTube channel, and I'm trying to learn all that. But I would love to. I think it'd be really fun.
Yeah. Awesome. But doesn't look like there's any other questions, and we've learned so much today. You know, so I encourage everyone to go and check out the website. And we'll be putting it again in the Kanayokana Facebook page.
Okay, yeah.
And yeah, any closing manao before I bring up my closing slides?
No, and you know, thank you so much for this time and for us to share this upcoming program that would benefit our community. And I really hope that we'll be here for a while. And of course, with the program that I have, it is virtual, but I'm also going with the times of the world, right? So as our country slowly opens up, I can also provide hybrid classes where we could meet at the lo'i for 2 days and come back home and then just go back to virtual. So things like that are awesome that I would love to have. So, but thank you for having me on here.
Yeah, mahalo again for joining us and for also sharing. I know I can tell already that the Keiki will have fun and also just learn so much, you know, and whether it be through the mele or really all of these project-based and āina-based learning, I think is really exciting. So thanks for being so innovative and for coming to share your mo'olelo with all of us, especially, and thank to Emma.
Absolutely. I will let her know right after I'm done with this. She's over there cooking for lunch.
Oh, great. So yeah, so let's see. Oh, okay, so some closing slides here. Please let us know what you thought about today's session, if you enjoyed it, if it brought value. And yeah, we're gonna maybe have to check in with you later again, Kalani, and you gotta let us know how this all goes. And yeah, maybe some of us can join in on your ho'ike and be a kako'o in that way as well. So let us know there how you liked it, if there's anything If there's other kinds of programs you want us to bring to you, please let us know in our survey. So if you go to kanaiokana.net/survey, then we would love to hear from you. As always, we're so thankful. We had so many great programs this week on Lei Ānuenue. We had Hailama starting us off with Ola Kainoa, which was really teaching us about Hawaiian name giving. And then yesterday, many of you joined us for Wahine Hololio. We learned so much from Kaena and Ka'anoi about that whole part of our history. And then today, learning about Ho'oulu Ike. Later today at 12, actually pretty soon, in about 2 hours, my good friend and my tita, Ekela Kaniaupi Okrozier, will be hosting our other friends, our Hoa Olelo Hawaii and Hoa Kanikapila, the Keao Ho band. So come back and join us on Aikole at 12 o'clock to hear a little bit more about that mo'olelo. And of course, you know, on Wednesday, that show was amazing too, and all of these filmmakers and just innovative people. I think that was a great theme for this week, is innovation and inspiration and engaging, just like what Ho'oulu Ike is trying to do. So mahalo. Continue to check our schedule at kanaiokana.net/lei, and you can see all of the upcoming programs. And then usually over the weekend, we start to update it for the next week. So that's the best way to stay connected with us, is to follow the schedule, as well as following us on our Facebook, as well as Instagram pages for Kanaiokana, as well as Hawaii Nui Akea. And that's where we share not only scheduling around these webinars, but really like information that's going on and events going on in our community. So whether it's at the university or in the larger, you know, there's been this really exciting conversations, I think, and really engaging conversation on the Kanaiokana Facebook page about, you know, a lot of what's going on in our community today. So go check out our pages and join in on the conversations. And again, stay connected with us, because we love connecting with all of you and being in your kaiaulu. So mahalo again, Kalani, and sending all of you a lot of aloha. And on this Kalapolohi Vaukane, setting good intentions for all that's to come. So ke aloha, ai hui hou.